This video is about using NotebookLM to create educational materials. NotebookLM is available through your USU Google account. It's also available with your personal Google account, but for this course, I would recommend using the USU version because it has a few more functionalities. I'm going to start from scratch creating a new notebook. So when you come to Notebook LM, you can see these are all the notebooks I have created in the past. I'm going to create a new notebook now. And what we start with is by adding sources to Notebook LM. The feature of Notebook LM is that it will draw all its content and responses from the sources that you upload to it. It's not going to pull things from the web. So it's restricted to the sources that you provided, which is really nice. So in this instance, I think I'll just create a notebook for this Teaching with Technology course itself. So Teaching with Technology, Summer 26. So what sources will I add for this? Obviously, I'm going to have the syllabus. Oh, no, not that one. And you can see it uploads it over here. And this is a little summary of that source. I can now add more sources. And let's do so it is now uploading all these documents. Okay. Now, when these have been uploaded as sources, you can see that they're all selected over here. You can ask questions of this material. Since this is for the course itself, I can ask, when is the text assignment due? Now, the chat that you will have with Notebook LM is private. No one else can see it. I will share this notebook with with everyone in the course so that you can all use whatever we're creating now. And there, the final version is due by June 18th. Okay. Now let's try for the syllabus itself. I'm gonna create, I don't know if I want it for the syllabus, maybe for the peer feedback. For the peer feedback, let's do an audio overview. Okay, so click on audio overview, and nowadays it's giving you some, click on the arrow for the audio overview, and you get options on what kind of audio you can create. So you can do a deep dive, which is, it'll be longer and more in depth on the content. You can do a brief overview, a critique, or a debate. Obviously, it's self-explanatory. Maybe I want a short brief for the peer overview, right? Peer feedback overview. You can even choose language. I'm not sure about the accuracy of it, but you do have different languages available. I'm going to stick with English for obvious reasons. Do I want... No. Maybe review tips. Let's see what it does. Provide practical... Yeah. And now I click generate and I leave it. This is something you need to keep in mind for all of these features. It takes time for them to generate. Okay. So that's going to be happening over here. Now we can also do infographics, right? So maybe for the text artifact, I want only the text artifact, so I'm selecting only the text artifact, and I'm going to click on infographic. And again, if you click on the little arrow over there, you get options for the infographic itself. Now I'm going to keep it landscape. auto select because I'm not really good at graphic design and what to select, so I just leave it as auto. Um, Again, do you want it detailed or concise? Now, since this is about the assignment itself, maybe I'll make it a little detailed. And then let's just say generate. That's happening there as well. You see all the ones that I've started, they're all generating there. Okay. Um, let's try another one now. For the audio artifact, let's go ahead with no video overview. Since this is about the assignment itself, I would go for maybe an explainer video in English and whatever style it wants. And then I'm going to click on, let's try tutorial style. And that's going to be generating the video overview. And finally, well, I mean, you do have a slide deck, you have reports, flashcards. So what I thought for slide deck I'd do is I'll do the whole syllabus and create a slide deck of the syllabus. We want a detailed deck. I want default length and then we leave it for some time. It's been a few minutes and NotebookLM has generated some of the materials. Video generation always takes the longest time, so it's still generating. Let's look at each of these materials that it generated. Remember, we were using resources from the course itself. So if I click on Digital Artifact Creation Roadmap, this was for the text document itself and how you were going to create the text artifact, right? And the whole assignment guidance is now laid out over here. It's broken it up into phases and gives you all the things that you need to remember. And it's in a nice infographic style, right? And it summarizes everything so nicely. Now, this is because I asked for it to be very detailed. So you have a lot of information here. You can summarize this and ask it for a more concise version, and it'll give you concise versions as well. And I'll pull up something from my other notebooks to give you a sample of it. So this is a infographic created by NotebookLM. Now, the only catch with this infographic is when I want to when I want to download it, it will only download it as an image. So manipulating this or making any edits on this becomes very difficult when it is just an image. Okay, I have done it. But it's not the most intuitive. So keep that in mind when you're working with the infographic piece. Okay, then let's look at the next one.
This is the brief on the HPE 602 Peer Feedback Assignment. Just as a quick refresher, HPE 602 is your Teaching with Technology course. For this assignment, you're going to be reviewing 2 of your peers' multimedia projects, which is really a strategic exercise to help them refine their work while completely sharpening your own critical eye. So, what exactly are you looking for when you open those projects up? First, let's talk about the target. You've got to assess 4 main areas: the content, design quality, and game.
And as you can see, it has created a whole overview of the peer feedback itself. Now, I would say it does a much better job of the recording than I would. Okay. Now, what you can do with these recordings is when you're doing audio um, audio products, you can download the audio itself. So if I download it, I get an M4A file. I can then edit this file in, say, iMovie or another tool and add other things to it, right? So I can have I can add maybe a music in the beginning or a music at the end. I can add my own voice and my recording to different places in this. So this becomes a starting point. And again, always tool stacking. So this isn't the final product. It could be, but it could also help you create other products from it. Okay, so this was a brief, so it's just one person talking. The next one was, what did we do here?
You know, usually when we talk about a medical diagnosis, there's this expectation of engineering level precision. Right. Yeah. Like it's an absolute. Exactly. I mean, you break your arm, the X-ray shows the jagged white line, and the doctor just maps out that exact difference, step by step. So before we even look at how the students are graded, the syllabus sets up this really surprising premise about who actually benefits from peer review.
So this is the audio overview, but the more detailed version. So it gives you two people talking to each other. And again, you can download this and then work from there. So this is for the syllabus itself. And I should really change the names for all of this.
Engagement or interactivity, and the overall impact of the message.
So I go to rename.
Engagement or interactivity, and the overall impact of the message. Think of yourself kind of like an ed tech movie critic here. You aren't just checking facts, right? You're actually judging the script, the visuals, engagement or interactivity, and the overall impact of the message. Think of yourself.
Obviously, I'm having issues with the renaming. So let's figure this out. Rename. Okay, I renamed it P and it works there. Let's try it. Obviously cannot type. And hit enter after that, and it saves the new. Okay, this one was the peer feedback overview. So peer feedback overview. And this one was the text artifact overview. If you were in a content heavy course, let's say like a learning theories course, and you wanted to kind of learn up on the theories themselves, you can have NotebookLM create flashcards from the course materials. You can do a quiz, reports. As you can see, there's lots of things that you can do with it. And they keep adding to this, and it's becoming more and more robust as time goes by. Now, currently, they have a share functionality which allows me to share this notebook with people within USU. Now, that's obviously a limitation that USU has put on it, but I can share it with you all since it's the class notebook. Currently, the feature is that you can only view this notebook. You can't make changes to it. What is the implication of that? You cannot create any of your own materials in this notebook that I am sharing with you. You're limited to the resources that I have created. But really, what you want to do is to be able to create your own materials, right? For example, for the syllabus, maybe you want a video overview instead of whatever I've given you, right? And so you want to have that functionality. Well, the good news is Google is working on that and they're setting up something called a remix feature. So I can share this and then you can make a copy of the notebook, and like you're remixing music, you can remix it and create your own resources. The advantage is all the sources have already been uploaded for you. You don't need to do that again. Okay, let's look at the video that it created. Oh no, I think I did slides. Yep, I did a slideshow and there it is. That's pretty cool. Okay, now let's take that out. And so that was the slides. The thing with the slides is you can download it as a PowerPoint itself. So let's say you wanted to create a PowerPoint deck for, say, a lecture you're giving. You can upload all the sources like your PDFs and everything, content files, to NotebookLM and then have it create a slide deck for you. The advantage of having it create a slide deck is obviously it makes it look so pretty, right? Now, if I were to download this as a PowerPoint, I can make edits to this. So I really like that piece of it. And let's open it up in PowerPoint. Now it's open in PowerPoint, which means, let me see if I can, because sometimes, yeah. And that's where we're still stuck with. So you can download it as a PowerPoint. The catch is these are all still images. They are not text that you can manipulate. So if I wanted to make a change to any of this, I would have to do things like put a little box over this and then put the corrected text in it. It's just very messy. So still that limitation. Let's see where it goes, but it does download it as a PowerPoint, something to consider. Okay. It is really nice for, let's say, a course or something where you're providing resources like this. Okay, let's close that. And so that is NotebookLM and the different things it can do. Highly recommend that you try it out. If you were in the orientation this year, I encouraged all of you to create notebooks for the different courses that you're in as well. So you can create your own notebooks for whatever course you're in so that it becomes easy for you to navigate the course as well.